So Argentina started the day as world champions. They ended the day losing their title to Spain, though. Leo Messi in the World Cup has been second to none. The second most goals and most assists. He's had 12, the most knockout round goal contributions as well with 17. He's the first player as well to start in 3 World Cup finals. Here's a look, boys, at the SofaScore ratings from the match. Emi Martinez, highest rated, close to perfect. You agree with that?
Yeah, he pulled out a lot of saves to keep Argentina in this game, but that's what a world-class goalkeeper does. Emi Martinez, for me, is a world-class goalkeeper. Anyone who wants to argue different to that, you don't know football, as Grella would say. Because when it comes to games like this, when you play in top opposition, we talk about the defenders and everything like that. Yes, at times your defenders are going to be vulnerable, they're going to get through. But what happens is a world-class goalkeeper like Emi Martinez, and the saves that he makes, for me, he's a goalkeeper, as Troy would like to say, that makes you feel calm, confident, and believe in him, because he is that much of a top-class goalkeeper.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, to add to Nigel's point there, when you talk to this level of goalkeeper, again, I've got a lot of stick for my comments on Jordan Pickford, and it's not to say Jordan Pickford isn't good. There's just a level above that you have to get to, and this guy is right up there for me. In the biggest moments, in the biggest games, he steps up, and very, very quickly on SofaScore. I think it's so harsh to say that all those players for Argentina were sixes. Yeah. They played way and above what they had. It's just they didn't have the ball. They just weren't at the level of Spain. But to put them at 6 is frightening for me.
So you would have ranked them all higher?
Absolutely, because they didn't play bad.
I would have backed Troy on that and agree to that. Because sometimes people look, I understand what Grella says, and Grella's right. The football dynamic, you talk about football, but football, there's so many different little things that play a part in being a part of a winning team and winning mentality. Yeah. Argentina showed the heart, the drive, the desire, the competitive nature. They lack the striker, really and truly. We talk about the pace. They lack the pace on the wings to get forward. If they had that, if they had a Di Maria type of player, could carry them up the pitch as well, could have been a different scenario. But to stay with Spain like they did until they got the sending off, you got to give him credit for that. What are you laughing at?
No, not laughing at you. Messi, not laughing at what I'm about to say either. Messi's crying right on the pitch now. I think it tells you what he wanted in the tournament. I think it tells you who he is. I think it tells you that he doesn't care about personal accolades and doesn't care. He doesn't look back at his career and say, "Oh, I've done enough." I think it tells you that he really wanted to win for the country, for his boys in a changing room, and it's a shame. And again, for Argentina, what they put into the tournament and what they put into every single day was admirable, really admirable, and they had enough to almost go there. But in the end, you have to have the tools to unlock the right level, and they didn't have that.
And also, is he crying because of the moment, or is he crying reflecting on his Argentina career?
Yeah, could be the end.
Yeah. Could be both as well. But also, just to add to Grella's point, there's every now and again you just get that moment where you actually capture yourself in the moment. Very few times as a player you get to go, wow, I've done this. Even though he'd probably be sad they've obviously not won and got the ultimate goal, it's still an unbelievable achievement. And again, unfortunately, the comparisons of these two have been happening over the last 20 years. But when you saw what Ronaldo delivered in this display for Portugal and what he's delivered, he may be sitting there going, maybe I'm just not what I once was, unfortunately.
And just to add to the layer, by the way, Nige, sorry, is the fact that he came to America, right? Everybody's like, oh, well, is he going there to retire and to ride off into the sunset in Miami, where he has a bit of ownership in the club as well? To be putting in the shift that he puts in into Miami, and then to have a World Cup in the place where he now calls home, it's all these different layers that make it more emotional for him, right?
I think there's different layers to it, because if you look at the previous World Cup, I think that's World Cup wherever finally Messi's won the World Cup, but it was helped by his teammates who backed him and went to that one direction to help him win the World Cup, because they were just so in love or respected him as a brotherhood to want to give him the World Cup, to really crown him on top. And then this World Cup coming into it, I think a lot of people thought, okay, we know Argentina can be a problem, but it all depends how good they are with Messi. And I think for me, what surprised a lot of people is his age and what he's done. And the reality of it, whether we like it or not, is because of Messi that they got all the way to the final. So there's no denying that in the talent that he has. And I think that's what surprised a lot of people to how far Argentina got. And let's not forget, just put context to what these guys said. this was a Messi also that kind of technically retired from international football after 3 final losses, and to not thinking that he might be the problem for the Argentine national team, and then to come back now and win a World Cup and get to another World Cup final.
Yeah.
That's credit.
Let's bring in Nico Cantor because he's with us, and obviously he's a massive Argentina fan. Nico, I know that it's heartbreak for you, but you're outside MetLife Stadium, right? What's the emotion over there right now?
Hey guys, yes, it's a little bit somber because the Argentinian fans are the first ones to come out, but Spain are the deserved winner. Football won today. They had an amazing display from the beginning to the very end of the match. In fact, they suffered towards the very end because of their lack of clinical finishing throughout the entire game. So you do have to give credit to Spain, the best team throughout the entire tournament. Rodri with an exquisite performance. I love how good of a footballer he is, a former Ballon d'Or winner, and possibly we'll see what happens next from his career because it can only keep on going higher, so much quality. But of course, Argentines around here, guys, are gloomy because Messi is leaving the national team. Their national team is second place here in the World Cup final, but at the same time, they are feeling a lot of gratitude for everything that this group has given them. 2 Copa Americas titles, 1 World Cup win, and another World Cup final. There's not much more you can ask for.
Nico, now I know you're a proud Argentine. Obviously, we talk about Spain being the better team and won today. Credit to Argentine and the fight, and you've got to dig deep to beat them, which is your words and not mine, and 100% back you on that. What's the future hold, not just for Messi, but also for the manager, Scaloni? What happens now with this Argentine national side?
I don't know. That's a really good question, Nigel, because any era post-Messi at any place where he has been able to grace us with his talent, it's always very difficult. It's like there's a power void, right? This massive gap in your infrastructure, and you don't know how to rebuild. Look at Barcelona, how long it took them. Not until they got the likes of Lamine Yamal and pretty much a top quality team from goalkeeper all the way forward to even be competing for a Champions League title, and they're not even there yet. I wonder what it's going to be like when Inter Miami leaves him for Argentina. It is everything. When Maradona left the national team in '94, Argentina didn't win titles for decades, right? Despite the plethora of talent that Argentina has. So for Scaloni, has the project run its course? Is he himself going to want to go again? He's given everything to this national team. He's touched the sky, and no Argentine can ask any more from Messi, from Scaloni. I wonder if it's him that wants to keep on going. These are maybe not questions for now. They're going to be questions for later. But it is going to take a lot of thinking, because in Argentina without Messi, we haven't seen it for a very long time.
Nico, just a real quick one from me. Obviously, very somber mood for you at this moment in time. But when you look at the way and the style in which Argentina played, obviously it's very rough, organised. You know, it's got to take a lot to beat us. Without Messi, just kind of pushing it forward a little bit, there seemed a real lack of pace in the wide areas. With the way that football's going now, is that a little bit of a concern for you moving forward, or is it more in the wings?
Yeah, listen, Troy, there are so many areas of concern with Argentina, even if had they won the World Cup, right? They weren't playing well through the knockout stage. When they arrived in the semi-final, it was almost like a silver lining that England scored first, because that allowed Argentina to put their best football on display. But this team is yelling for a Di Maria type player that can stretch the pitch. Argentina is going to have to find, of course, better fullbacks, especially on the right-hand side between Montiel and wow, I'm blanking on the kid from Atletico Madrid. But regardless, Argentina needs to upgrade in several positions, I think, going forward. And it's going to have to be key for them to kind of reinvent themselves. Yes, the chippiness, Troy. The chippiness is very important. It's very critical to the Argentine DNA. But the football is as well. And think about the generational turnover from Qatar to now. There hasn't really been much. So the fullbacks in Nahuel Molina, in Montiel, need an upgrade, perhaps some wingers as well, to give Argentina a little bit of that verticality and pace that at times was missing, Troy, and I thought it was pretty evident throughout the group stage for this Argentina team. For the knockout stage, excuse me.
Well, Nico, I guess it's time for Argentina to move on to Nico Paz and Almada, the next generation, right?
Yeah.
Love you,
yeah,
guy.
probably. Could be. And Juliano Simeone as well.
Yeah, if
Nico.
you look at what's behind you, Spain have just lifted the trophy. Good stuff, Nico. We're going to see you soon.
Nico, they don't feel bad for you, none of them.
None of them back here feel bad for
No,
you, Nico.
I know, and I don't feel bad for myself. The better team won. This is a beautiful moment for football, guys. Spain is a deserving champion of the World Cup. They played the best football, and you have to acknowledge that. Yeah, yellow card.
Red card, I think. VAR. Good stuff, Nico. Thanks so much.